They say 420 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you like to sponsor our company, share the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please can be directly, be very greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Simon Reish Pei Dalet, Sif, Yud, the Sif Zion to Yud Gimel. And we're still talking about Haftarah. Zion, Maftim ben Navi ben Yonshel Parsha. We say we do the Maftir in the Navi according to something which has to do with the Parsha. Kamoshin pas Kamashim has printed in the Kamashim in Pasim Chaf Ab Psukim. Not supposed to do theoretically less than 21 Psukim connected Shiva Koim corresponding to 3 to 7 Aliyahs called Ever Shlosh Pugim, each of which has 3 Psukim. And Ken Nishlam Eidam Yikonim unless the matter is completed beforehand, Kamo, such as Olo Sechem Sofel Zivchechem, which is Parsha of after Parsha Tzat. The Chayotzi Bo Etc. The Remes ain't the Yikuva because it's not really essential of 21 Psukim. Sheikos Batur the Makom Sheish Meturgaman to write. So basically, there's a translator that by Sar Psukim. 10 Psukim is enough. Can you say Mesechus Sefer? And says Mesechus Sefer. Yontav Shekoyin Chamish Olim and Yontav when there are 5 aliyahs. Die B'Tetzvah Psukim. Some die 15 Psukim. Here's a Tishbav Tiny Tzibur. According to Tishbav and a fast day, die the Tishbav Psukim. 9 Psukim will be enough. And the B'Sham and Yom Yisarchiyas, when those Haftarahs, the concept, the issue and discussion takes longer to complete. For Akosamli, we already wrote learning to come after Haftarah with Tzibur V'Chash Kor B'Torah. That's after they're allowed to lane again. The Takara Mafia Torah only applies in Tzibur and after Torah has been read with Tzibur. It's interesting. Mishabur says if they use the Sefer Torah and after the Kriya they found this puzzle, nevertheless you can do the Maftir and Haftarah afterwards with all the brachas. Back of Shulchan, but if there was no laning, also the bracha you can't read that Maftir with the bracha, the Vanel Achrei before or after. Avalo brachas Motzei it was out of bracha. Not only goes after Achashnai Mikol Bechatav I've never done this, to be honest with you, but it is brought down both here and the Mishnah Berurah to do the Haftarah after Shnai Mikol Bechatav. Ches. Imcha Rosh Chodesh B'Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Kumen Shabbos Lo Yaskir B'Berachas Haftarah Ba'alatar Ba'alabodesh Rosh Chodesh. So it's not mentioned in the bracha after Ba'alatar Ba'alatar Ba'alabodesh. Which is Rosh Chodesh like a Navi because Rosh Chodesh there's no Kriya in Navi. Yes, when some people say Avo Yishin Masber Chasima the Kaddish Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, even though you don't say Mekadosh Shabbos Rosh Chodoshim. Come Maskir B'Sol Bracha then let's mention Rosh in the bracha. Shemar Ba'al Yom Shabbos Azeh Yom Rosh Chodesh Azeh. You say on Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, Kachem Divrei Rambam. In fact, the Perek Beis in Tfilah, Kasav Sham, V'chein M'chav Rosh Chodesh Yis B'Shabbos, Amafti V'Navi Mazkir Rosh Chodesh B'Vracha Zu, K'moshe Mazkir B'Tfilah. Kan Lashona, the Rambam writes that if Shabbos comes out Rosh Chodesh, you mention Rosh Chodesh in the bracha of Al Torah V'Avoda. V'chein Yerdas Rashi B'Shabbos. Rashi says the same thing. V'chein Nazar V'Niyana B'Rosham. You come upon nevertheless Ein Hamina Kain. That's not the custom. Shem Rabbi saying about it. It's custom Sham. Because the text says the answer has to clown, you have to mention all, but totally b'sugyas hashas, and this has to do with how one learns the sugya. It says here in a bracket, a note, which we won't understand unless you're looking on one side. That was just halachas, not that way, because there's lokad Rav Gidel who said that it's not necessary to actually mention Rosh Chodesh. Test. Kvarkosam already wrote the lifnei after have a bracha achas asher baruch b'nevim tovim. There's one bracha before the Haftarah. Shebracha b'nitrim. Yeshua tzilam mashim shtei brachos. There's some people saying it's actually 2 brachos. Sharei be'emtza mer gazmil yisei bruchat Hashem ha'bocher b'Torah v'chulei. Sounds like it's a longer thing than a chasima. Navi B'Ham's bracha achas, but in truth it's only one bracha. Shemichil baruch Hashem b'cham dinim tovim v'lo be a sheker. We make a brother God chose good prophets and not false prophets. Should be kamilei tuba b'nevim near kasiput v'orim ba'alma. And since there are many things that mean which just look like they're stories, plain stories, that's what you say also, but by mess. And when he wanted the words which are stated in truth, it's not just a story, words, but rather words of truth, which Hashem desired to be included in Tanakh. But they wanted to give honor to Torah that it's superior to Nevi'im. Moshe Rabban, because it means Moshe was the Rebbe of all prophets. And it would look like you mentioned after the prophets, the ain't to claim which should not be derech eretz. With someone else, they say, Moshe Avdo. That's what they say, beginning, God chose to turn Moshe a servant. Arukh HaShulchan, in order to put them close to the beginning of the bracha. And then to mention the prophets of truth and justice, and being kind of Moshe Rabbeinu. The Nevi'im are low, smaller in stature. Moshe Rabbeinu, but even being kind of the Torah, the words in the prophets are smaller in stature than the Torah itself. You say the beginning of Baruch Asher Bochar B'Nivim Tovim with Sabbath Ibrahim and Amarim B'Mes, and you say afterwards Habocher, Hashem Habocher Bator Moshe Avdo. That's how you can also Birchas Torah. Then become Asher Nosan. First to say Asher Nosan Torah. So that's Chayfach Nosan. That's not first to say Nosan Torah. Well, Rose to tell us for going from past to present. Shebachol Yom B'Yom HaKadosh Baruch Hu Nosan Torah. So Hashem gives us His Torah every day. And He chooses it. Like it says, Shebachol Yom B'Yom Yu Beinecha Kachadashim. Every day they should be fresh in your eyes. Besides that, new insights of Torah revealed daily to those who are involved in it and toil in it for the right reasons. Just like this, you constantly get new milk from its source, so too you can get new milk from the Torah. After is Arba Brachas. Because you already wrote the Lemon is the middle bracha. There's a question. Why is the start of the Baruch? These brachas after the Torah are adjacent, juxtaposed to the preceding bracha, to the bracha which is before the after. It's like by Baruch Shem and Yishtabach. You don't say Yishtabach in the bracha, because Smuch Chaverta Baruch Shamar. Even though there's stuff in the middle, so there's zimmer, nevertheless. So even though there's after in the middle, nevertheless. After will have a half-sake. The after is not a half-sake. Just like Yishtabach doesn't open the Baruch, because it's juxtaposed Baruch Shamar, just like so even the Psukit of Zimra is an interruption in the middle, so to speak. Like Shubahu, the answer is they wanted to hear to make a parallel between the Birchas Haftarah and the Birchas Torah, which starts with the Baruch after one finishes laning. Because, as explained before in Kuflan Tes, because at the time of the Mishnah, lo kolim baruchu. Not all people got Elios made a bracha. Elisha was just the first and the last. But after going, there's a great interruption between them. And therefore they made a bracha before and a bracha after. So too, when they made the bracha of the Nevi'im, they made a bracha before and a bracha after, which start with a baruch. The Boni Ran also seems the Mishum Sheyesh Shuyum Mitargim and Avim. Some people to translate Nabi Rabbinim Lameotz to explain them to ignorant people, but I have to say, God, that would be a major interruption. So they made that according to start with baruch after as well. The Shai Shosh Baruch rest of 3 brachas after Torah. 8 Boschim of Baruch, they don't have one of the Baruch. 3 brachas of Milchaber because they're adjacent to the first bracha. Bracha Rishon Shach Haftarah, the first bracha after Haftarah, Posachas, Bechosem is the Baruch. Starts with the Baruch and also ends with the Baruch, because there's several issues in it. So it's a long bracha which requires both the text and the chasima, the signature. Back to the back in the brackets, he says here, and he says maybe the first bracha beforehand he did not say like I thought he was saying evidently. I was saying that's the chasima. No, before he was just saying it's 2 components of the bracha which should begin with the baruch. He was saying that perhaps after all, the bracha before and after also, it's really a bracha which has many in Yonim, and therefore it's a bracha with a chasima, right? Because it has shabacha, it has asher bachar b'tzav direm, kargan nizkar Torah Moshe. And it's sort of Hashem to see tests. But now if you say that it's a chasima, and because bracha ruchta, you don't need what we said before about Sif Tess, about being juxtaposing motion to baruch and leading to baruch, whatever the case may be. Yud al zeh she'omin, that which we say, the baruch and b'recha chol shall come. One word of your words does not return backwards, empty. B'chor hachal chol yutar. It seems that this backwards is superfluous. Ein la'avana has no understanding. Nearly dachi berusha. Arukh HaShulchan says, I think this is what it means. It's a mitzvah shit that's obvious. Shekol divrei Torah v'chol divrei Nevi'im is kaimu in Yirtzeh Hashem. That all the words of Torah, also in the Nevi'im, will be fulfilled with God's help. I'm a faculty saying somebody doubts this. Ain't so is no portion of the God of Israel. But things which already happened, what advantage do we have in those words in the Nevi'im? It's already talking about the past history. The Cholila, who Kisibur Maser, Chas Hashem, we regard as just a story. But the truth is, the Gam Habar Adain no Tzeitz v'chol Eis v'chol Zman. The past also is radiant at all times and all epochs in all times. Just like the Exodus from Egypt. Shebachol dor v'dor, and each generation Chavdom Mitzvah Kul Yatim Yitzrayim. Person seems to have as if he left Egypt. The name Tzad v'chol Eis Yitzias Mitzrayim. So that Yitzias Mitzrayim is constant. V'chein kol dibur in the beam shekvar avru. So to all the rest of the beam that already passed did not pass. Below Yavra will not pass. And they're always radiant. Upolim and active. B'chol Eis in all epics. The Zel Miskuas for Shem Kadosh, and that is one of the unique qualities of a Torah. That's we say, no word of your words backwards will not come back empty. Even the words which already discussed and which already took place, they already passed. They do not return empty. They are complete and full Torah. We say, to the insulted of soul, may you speedily redeem. Say, you should redeem and give joy. Because they sign of that bracha, Mesamech Tzion, cause a sign it gives joy to sign. So should there has to be some chasim has to be something about similar to the signature, adjacent to the signature. So since they finish Mesamech Tzion, therefore has to be Toshia v'Tismach. Ashkenaz name Lo Choshev. Ashkenaz is not concerned with this. If Yishat Shua, Hakol Hachem Masimcha. Because Ashkenazim are never happy anyway. No, because Shua and Simcha are all one thing. They're wrapped together. V'birchas Samchein Mesamim b'Meg Magi David. That bracha Mesamchein we finished with Magi David. Shkein Tzibur Chazal Psachim. That's what Chazal say. Psachim we should do. But Tfilah Matzmiya Karen Yeshua, and the David in the bracha about David ends. He lifts up the horn of. He grows to grow the horn of salvation. After this is the bracha about David ends. Magi David Ayin Sham. Shekei Yiftel Kushbar with David. That's as Hashem promised David. Sisra Shem Kushem Agdolim. I'm going to make your name like the name of the great. The Kishem Shechaysim Magen Avram, just like they signed Magen Avram. Kach Osmim Magen David, so they signed Magen David. Ach Betil Yev Shachtom Magen David. So why do we do it by Magen David and David? It's Yirum Achtom B'Lashem Achmei. Because the middle brachas we have to sign up in a language of supplication. But furthermore, they came in the Chosim Magen Avram. So as it's already did a Magen Avram. If Shas Kisha Magen David, it's not possible to mention Magen David in Tefillah. By the way, that bracha of Samkeinu Shechenu B'Yom Navi Dech there are 6 descriptions of what will happen when David comes, which I think is the remnants of the Magen David. Take a look and you'll check it out. Your base. Circle the Mechamin Bracha Shel Korim Torah Bracha Shel Maftir. Those are him Amen. But everybody has to pay attention to the brachas of the people get Elias and the brachas of the person who gets a Maftir. Answer the Amen. Yahweh Lashkim Minya Meh Brachas, and they will help him make up the number of 100 brachas Shechasim Yom Shabbos, which it comes out lacking on Shabbos because of the shorter Shmoneh Esrei. As we wrote previously. Please acquaintance Choba Olim Dvar B'Kol Ram. It's an obligation of people get Elias to make the bracha out loud. But somebody makes the bracha softly, we rebuke him. But Katan Yachal after year, Katan Yachal read after, we teach him to say it out loud. V'im Koral Amaftir is Misha'enu Del Amar Aftorah. If they call that for Maftir, somebody does not know Aftorah. Yachal Achal Omer, another person can say the Aftorah, but say for Torah, just like they say Aftorah. Shezem Avarech, one person makes the bracha of Korei, and the other person lays. Mr. Brewer says, in the name of Prima Guardian, that if you can say word for word with the person reading the Torah, yeah, that's what it is. Sorry. If he can say that, if he can do the Torah when they feed it to him, like we also see God by feeding the Torah to the person, then it's better that he should say the person who's the mafia should say Haftorah himself. But I haven't seen this. I think it's especially basically from Klapper, in places they read from Tanakh, they often have a Balkori Kavua even for Haftorah. And the fact the Arukh HaShulchan also says, "Aval Chatchil also has came. You should not give it to somebody who's not going to lay it after himself. Time is the Bishlam Torah, so it's directly because Betamim by Torah, which you have to read a trup. When a bucket of Tamim doesn't know the trup, Kori Bomar Balachash, he reads, the Baal Kriya reads, and this person says it silently. But after she's going to be Chumashim, after what you read in Chumash anyway, you're such an Amaretz that you can't even read with Nekudos in the Chumash, and a Chumash no maftir. It's not appropriate to call him for a maftir. But in our country, where there are many yeshuas which have complete Nebiim, there, since we don't expect the person going after to know to lane it from a clav, there we call up somebody as if he's laying the Torah, getting Aliyah, and the Baal Kriya reads that Torah. And that is the widespread minhag. It means that there's some much more requirements in the brackets which we don't have to go into. Mishnah Berurah says the Chatchila it's mutter to be called mafti even so he does not know how to read the Navi himself. But he should say the brachos and Shlei Tzibur will read that Torah like a Sefer Torah. But again, that's talking about a case where there is a class. You give him a question, but he says, "Hey, in starting a mafti them to Haftorah, the person saying the Haftorah became mute in the Haftorah. About the time person comes concluded, we shouldn't start from the place where the first one stopped. That's to go back to the beginning of the Aliyah, meaning this is beginning of the Haftorah. Kamoj b'Sefer Torah, like the Sefer Torah. Let's go back to the beginning of the Aliyah. Akan Lashon. Klomar, meaning they'll siman kuv mem kasav. And single men basically brought out Korea, but terminated take somebody who's reading the Torah and became mute. The person who takes his place should start from the place the first one began. But make a bracha beginning end. Rama Lirakla, Chila Koran should make a bracha beginning Akan Lashon. But if you make a shashat Koran, even in the place where the Chazan reads, in other words, Maftia doesn't read himself. The Shlei Tzibur about Kriya reads it. Then okay, you still go back to the beginning. If the Gam can't celebrate, Kama Bracha come after here, so you have to make the bracha before the Haftorah. But he doesn't go back to the brachas on the maftir, baruch etc. Goes back to the brachas on the Haftorah. But Rama and Tzorka we don't have to. The Mr. Burr Paskin is actually like the Shulchan Aruch that you should. This is explained previously. And he says in brackets of ends, the demon is shachi shtatik. It's not like shit. You will mute. She's going to pass you on base. Lushovic is going to everyone to go down about okay Kia, who got mute in the middle. The Hazam Kula Michayotsu there. Everyone was Yotzi already. Now She'enkin Baftora, I guess what the word is. The Ola Mechuyav Levar for now, as opposed to Haftorah, where the Ola has to make a bracha beforehand, Achareh, and afterwards, just like in a Sefer Torah, the Siman Kuf.